Ah, hell. I'm in the wrong game again. Hey guys, Nary here from Drakewing Gaming. Some of you know me on Twitter, The Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming at you in a Let's Play episode of Changeling Tale, Jessie's Path. So as you guys probably know, the last video got age restricted, so I had to make a safe for work version for those who couldn't view age restricted videos. So I think that's probably what I'm going to do moving forward. I'm going to have one, if a video gets age restricted, I'll just make a safe for work version of it. That way everyone is happy. Those who want the adult content can get that, and those who can't view the adult content can still at least be caught up on the story. So anyway, guys, let's jump right back into it. Mia. Okay. He turns, nimbly at first, then stumbles, almost awkwardly as if learning how to run for the first time. Then as quickly as it came, it is gone. Only now do I notice my heart is pounding. My mind races as fast as a bullet to the brain. Jessie, where on earth could she be? If anything happened to her. Jessie, are you out there? I look around, keeping a wary eye should the beast return. There's no trace of her. Crestfallen, I return to the house, hoping I'd find ourselves back in the bed. The whole thing just a bad dream. In lieu of finding Jessie, I find a bottle of single malt scotch. As the night draws on, the liquid draws down. I can't fall asleep now. I'm worried and the whiskey helps me think. At least that's what I tell myself. Would she have snuck out of the house with her sisters and me still asleep inside? Did she make good on her promise to take off for the city in the middle of the night? She may have a devil-may-care attitude, but it doesn't feel right. My mind wanders back to the beast, and I fear for Jessie's safety. I look out the window. The wind has settled and the landscape is still and peaceful again. There's a dim light on the horizon. Dawn is approaching. I shake my head. That's my cue. It probably won't be long before the girls wake up. I wash out the glass I've been nursing and carefully place it in the bottle back where I'd found them. With one last survey of the empty house, I sneak back out the door. You're gonna be a tired boy. I ride my ornery and sleep-deprived steed for what feels like an hour, but never return home. It's sunrise as we draw close to the pub. I tell myself maybe she's there. Maybe I'll find her serving eggs and bacon and flirting with the overnight guests. But really, I want another drink. I know they won't be serving anything strong for hours, but I'll do anything to drown these nagging fears. Reality hits me harder than the more I walk. This girl, we danced, we made love. Her personality is like a shining beacon at the end of a dark and ugly tunnel. Now, either she's missing or has left me alone and confused. Either answer leaves me sickened. I just want to find Jessie. So let's go drink. As my eyes adjust to the dim light inside, I see a few old men, locals, enjoying their morning tea. Steam wafts from their mugs as they nod and gesture. Hey, I saw it too. Of course, it was a wolf. A wolf my arse, haven't been no wolves about here since the days of Bonnie Prince Charlie. Well, whatever it was a big and spookin' my flock. I'd have shot it if it had just been that much closer. Ah, with my eyesight I'd have needed broad daylight. Sorry. God, hiccups. No, bad. Oh, bad time to have hiccups. Oh, God. Alright. I'm gonna get through this. Aha, too true. You're not gonna win. I just hope it hasn't set loose on the herd of anyone we know. Aye, here, first year we don't have to send our lambs all to Tommy Atkins, and we have a bloody potion beast on the loose. What lives in the heart of a wolf is a dark and bitter seed. Look, it's not a wolf. As the two banter on about the beast, I realize this might not be the best place to allay my worries after all. The drink can wait, but I run a hand through my hair and approach them. Say, have any of you seen Jessie McLeod? She said she'd swing by my house last night, but never showed. It is a long shot, I know, but I can't take the thought of Jessie alone or missing somewhere. The two look a bit taken aback by the disheveled man standing in front of them, but they recover quickly enough. No. Not I. Why? Did you have an evening fling planned? The two laugh, but I don't join in. I just would like to know where she is. My gran has been asking after her. It hasn't seen her at quite a long stretch, that's all. Been worried more than anything. Well, sure, we can't let you know if we can let you know if we see her around. We can let her know you're calling after her. And your heart is broken and that she stood you up. More laughter. It churns my stomach, even though I know they mean no harm. I keep the pain inside, thanking them. I turn around and start toward the door. Ahoy, Malcolm! Man, that does sound so piratey. I wish Bulgair hadn't spotted me. I'm still unclean from last night and smell like whiskey. You look a mess, Mr. Campbell. Can I get you tea? Coffee? I'll have coffee. I can't really turn him down. As much as I'd love to fall in a drunk heap at his feet, I know coffee is my best bet right now. Coffee, thank you. Just what I've been eating about now. I'll get you some brew, fresh off the stove. I make a vain attempt to look presentable and take a seat. He comes out with a kettle and pours me a mug full of steam and liquid. I blow on it briefly, trying not to look him in the eye. I sense that he knows I shouldn't be out this time of day, looking like I just left the pub. Smelling like it too. How about you? Did you hear the wolf last night? I nod. Saw it too. Fearsome thing. Wish I had my rifle. Ah, fine, thank you. But His Majesty's armory would be holding on to what you can to that when you come home. Was the same in my time. He leans in closer. But the man needs a gun on the farm. If it's not the wee beasties after your lambs, it's a shifty-eyed bastards coming to lighten your stocks. These have been hard times. The village is hurting, my boy. There's not enough to go around. I've heard. I'll be careful. Ha! Mr. Campbell, it's not you I'm worried about. We fight overseas for king and country, but who does that leave to keep the peace at home? The old publican puffs his chest out in pride. Mind, I've still got some pluck in me, but the rest of this lot, too old for this sort of thing. What sort of thing? Malcolm, my boy. This beastie needs riding. Oh, she's already had a little bit of that. This beastie needs... This beastie needs ridden. As I sip my coffee, I frown and remember how it stumbled. Fierce it may have been, but something seemed off. It can't get at any livestock. It'll be the end of someone's livelihood. You can bet on it. He's right. Agnes and the McLeods, they're getting by, but only just. I nod, and Bulgair gives me a hearty slap on the back. There you go, lad. Coffee's on the house. When you're done, head home, get yourself cleaned up. We've work to do tonight. I sigh, finding myself enlisted again. A soldier's duty is never done. You think it will be back? Sure as clockwork, my boy. He turns to the group at the bar and bellows. But after tonight, you can rest easy, 'cause you'll not be seeing no scurry monster again. The locals laugh and wave him off, and Bulgair chuckles. A fine thank you indeed. He turns to leave, but a voice at the door stops him. And what's all this about a monster I'm hearing? The laughter dies out as Alana walks into the room, carrying an air of royalty about her. I groaned quietly. She's the last person I want to see. The others are caught off guard, too. The old men have gone quiet, as if one of their wives had walked in on their social gathering. Alana reassures everyone with a kindly smile, but when she looks at me, a look of pity flashes across her face. Bulgair breaks the silence. Nothing you need to fret about, madam. I assure you, I fret about very little. You see, Agnes here was just regaling us with the tall tales from his farm. I swear on me mum's grave, it was a wolf. She turns to face the old man. He shrinks a little bit, but is eager to tell his story. A right big un, too, stalking my herd. I saw it with mine own two eyes. Alana tuts and shakes her head. A wolf? Dearie, there haven't been wolves about since the days of bonny King Charlie. See, what did I tell you? Bulgair once again steps in. So what can I do for you today? Tea? Breakfast, maybe? Oh, thank you, dear, but I'm passing through. Just wanted to hear what all the hubbub was about, and... She levels her gaze on me. As it happens, this is just the man I need to talk to. My stomach sinks. I down the last of my coffee and stand up. I'm sorry. I was just about to leave. I really need to be going.
Of course. I won't hold you up. Let's walk together.
I give a pleading look to Bulgair, who smiles conspiratorially and leaves me to my fate. See you tonight, my boy. I sigh, I nod and sigh. Alana and I step outside. Ooh, SpaghettiOs. You think you can bang the wolf girl and get away with it? We're out of the other's earshot when next we speak.
You're looking for her.
I don't want to talk to you.
Malcolm, please. You won't find her.
I stop in my tracks. You don't know where she is. You're a mad bat. Stay away from me. Stay away from any of us.
You need to listen to me, Malcolm. This is what I warned you about.
She's pleading now. I turn away.
If you shoot that wolf, you'll be killing someone you care about very deeply.
My heart stops. The blood drains from my head. I feel faint. Maybe it was my worst fear, the thing I was trying to avoid the most right now. Was Alana always right? Is she telling me the truth? What on earth does she know that I don't? You're out of your mind!
That may be true, but your love is the wolf, Malcolm. Of this I have no doubt.
Every fiber of my being wants to not believe her. How? How can that be?
I see I finally have your attention.
You've been speaking in riddles. I need the truth. Real, honest answers.
I told you to stay away. I warned you and you never heeded my advice.
You never told me why.
You should have trusted me.
Exasperated, I throw my hands up in the air. Just speak to me. Clearly. Alana hesitates, but only for a moment.
Those girls are not like you. Jessie has become the wolf. She has embraced her new form, her new body.
A werewolf?
Call it what you will.
Madness. Deeper down the rabbit hole I go. Why last night, of all nights?
So you believe me now?
Perhaps. This is a tall tale even for Alana, but my mind revisits the nightmare I had just the day before. How vivid it felt, transforming, even if it were just a dream. Was it just a dream? I don't know what to believe. My mind returns to Jessie and reflects. I've always felt that she was different than me, maybe better, stronger, less fearful of her surroundings.
More open to adventure.
Braver, that's all. I resign myself to the possibility that there is some shred of truth, no matter how outlandish to what Alana is saying. How long has this been happening? Her changing? How do you know about it?
Part of Jessie's soul resides among the animals. Your heart's met in human form, but half of her heart is lupine. Last night the full moon made her even more brave, more aggressive, more dangerous.
More wanton.
More sexual.
My eyes close as memories of last night come flooding back. What should I do? How can I get her back?
Jessie is living out her free will. She will make her way back, perhaps to you, perhaps not.
Can you bring her back?
Me? No. But she can be lured and trapped. Is that how you want to woo your beloved?
Stop being cavalier, Alana. I want to help her.
Who decided she needs help? You? Jessie needs to be free to decide her own actions.
I don't want to change her. I just want to know she is safe. She pauses, thoughtfully.
That was exactly the answer I was hoping for, Malcolm.
For as long as I had known her, beneath that placid exterior, Alana had always seemed distant, troubled. But now, after all these years, something seems to soften in her. I can see it in her eyes. So you'll help me.
You will help me.
So it's back to these games. What must I do?
Bring the silk dress she wore last night. It's the only way to change her back.
Her dress? This tail keeps getting taller and taller. It's still at her house. How exactly am I supposed to get that?
You were shrewd enough to get it off her last night. I'm sure you'll find a way.
Cheeky. Fine. And where do I bring it?
When the time is right, you will know.
Before I can protest her latest riddle, she departs from the road and begins to walk into the moor.
Oh, and Malcolm, don't let her sisters know any of what I've told you.
I laugh mirthlessly, as if they'd believe me if they did. Then something clicks, great worry overtakes me, and I call after Alana. Why? Are her sisters at risk? At least tell me if they are safe. She calls back.
Yes, they are safe. For now.
Cryptic as ever, and hardly a reassurance. I chide myself. What did I expect? Oh. And there we go. Alarm Chan has interrupted us once more. Has been another episode. The hunt for Jessie is on. The hunter getting back to her human form is on, though I think she's probably going to be stuck somewhere in the middle if the screenshots are anything to go off of. And we're just going to have some more hot, passionate wolf girl sex. As if you guys were expecting any different. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and ring that notification bell to the next video. I love you all. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.